Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with me, Richard Vobes. Hope you're all well and that you can hear everything all right. Doing a technical thing in today's show, so I'm hoping that you are able to hear me. So I just want you to give me a thumbs up if everything is all tickety-boo, because we've just changed the studio around a little bit. Hello to everybody, Ron Langley, to John Richardson, to Jeff Kellison, to Linda Kane, to Kevin's Rambles, to Turbo Stream, to Andy Stacey, to Being There Photography, young Gabriel, and to Ernie, to Richard Upton, to Barry Stevens, to Andy Freeson, to Mark Donny McLeod, to Ed Loud, and to many more, to the lovely Julia, and so on. Big thumbs up are coming. You can hear me as hopefully as normal. Brilliant. Mike Dixon there giving us a big thumbs up, which is absolutely superb. Now, the reason I got my headphones around my neck is we're doing something slightly different today. We're doing a bit of a test show. We've got loads of videos to play. Now, if we get a bit behind, some of those videos may well get put back until tomorrow. And so I apologise for that. It's just the way it's going to be for tonight. But we will get through the videos that we were supposed to get through yesterday, which is fantastic. The very lovely Candice has arrived. Ramiboo has also arrived. And Cynthia Walder, hello to you, Cynthia. Thank you for your video, by the way. I'm hoping to get that on today's show. RB's channel, evening everyone, he says. Nice to have some new faces out there. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show, which will be absolutely superb. Now, very shortly, we're going to be making a connection across the gulf of space, around the world. We are going to be connecting with a young lady who is familiar to you all, with purple hair in Never Eat Shredded Wheat, East Lancing towards Shoreham. Now, I don't know, we've sent monkeys out today with long cables, and they have been connecting it down the road to make sure that everything is working. First, we did frazzle a couple of them by accident. It was a bit of a shame because they were connecting the wires to pylons, and I'm afraid they short-circuited everything, and now they are just charcoal monkeys. But it's better than being brass monkeys, I suppose. Anyway, so we've made connections, and we're hoping, through technical marvels of jiggery-pokery, that we're going to be able to connect up with the lovely Julia. Absolutely. Turbo Stream says, no vid for me today because I forgot. And B, Richard. A, you forgot, and B, he had 3 to carry over today. Yeah, don't feel a pressure to make the videos. Please don't feel any pressure to make them, although I am incredibly thankful, and they are terrific when we see them. They're absolutely fantastic. Kevin's Ramble says, oh, that wasn't thumbs up. What do you mean that wasn't thumbs up? Did someone put a thumbs down? Did someone? I don't mind. It's all engagement at the end of the day. Mystic Hair says, product placing with the tea and coffee shot there. Is that a bag of flour? Where? Oh, here. It is a bag of flour. It's Oakland Mill flour, but I can't show you it at the moment. It's actually operating as a job. So that's all good. So I've just had the big thumbs up. We can now go across international wires to find out if the lovely Julia is there. Now, in order for me to talk to the lovely Julia this time, you'll notice she's not on the laptop. In order to talk to her, I have to place my headphones. Otherwise, I will not be able to hear her. So firstly, I've got to remember where she is. Oh, yeah, she's over here. I'm going to be fading her up here, and hopefully that we will be able to hear her. And switching over now. Hello, lovely Julia. Are you there?
Hello, lovely Richard.
Fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
And everybody.
It is working. Oh, sorry.
I fell over.
Yeah, sorry, my little screen to you fell over. But that hasn't affected the feed. Hopefully, everybody can tell us now if they can not only see me, but also, more importantly, they can see the lovely Julia. Let me just take off the cool Vobie thing for a moment. There we are. It would be lovely. Hello, lovely Julia. I can look at you. Although I can't actually see you when I look at you there. But if I look straight ahead, I can actually see you because you're on a screen, and you're also on a screen over there. But
Whereas I can see you if I look that way, but not if I see you live, 40 seconds later over there and live there.
Yes, so it's
Oh, it is.
which is the real one. Loud and clear, says Ernie, listening loud and clear and can hear Julia. Well, that is a wonder for us. So now we have the ability for us to talk to each other. We also hope that we will have the ability to talk to you if you would like to ring in and have a chat with both Julia and I, which would be absolutely superb. Let me bung up the number to remind you. And then after we've had a chat with somebody, we can, of course, play in one of the marvellous videos that you make. How's your day been, Julia?
Long and
Arduous.
yeah.
Long and arduous?
I've had both kids to myself all day.
Oh, no. That's hard work, isn't it? Where's husband been then?
He had to go to the office to sort out security stuff.
Oh, yeah. Can't have people being insecure.
No, unfortunately, people keep trying to break in and things.
Oh, do they? Well, I suppose that must be happening all over the place, isn't it? Because people know that offices are empty because everybody's on a lockdown. Do you know, I was thinking only the other day, lovely Julia, I was thinking that burglaries in households must have gone right down because everybody's in their house.
Yeah, whereas burglaries in office places and workplaces up.
Yeah, so it's... Oh, hello. Now we do have a call coming in. Let's see who that is who's ringing. Hello, you're through to Richard and Julia.
Hello, Richard and Julia. It's Gabriel from Glastonbury.
Hello, Gabriel.
Gabriel.
How are you?
We're good.
I'm good.
Hello, Julia.
How are you? Just said that.
Can you hear Julia, Gabriel?
Can't hear Julia.
Ah!
No.
Heard you.
You heard me. Hang on a minute. Let me try this. Can you hear Julia now?
How about now?
Nope.
Nope.
Say something, Julia.
I did. How about now? Now you can't hear me.
No, I can hear you.
Can anyone hear me?
No, I can hear. That's very strange because we tested all of this and it was, unless I faded up the wrong. Hang on a minute. Just technical
thing. I'm
thing.
quite happy to be a guinea pig.
Now wait a minute. That's really weird because you're in on the normal line. That's true. The lovely Julia is.
Hello.
If I get rid of that, why is
Get the iron out. Let's iron this out again.
That's very annoying. That is very, very lovely, Julia. You can't hear the lovely Gabriel who is through to us. We did this test. We both rung each other, but I did do one thing, and I'm trying to remember what one thing it was that I did that changed everything. There is no reason why you shouldn't be able to hear her. How's your day been, Gabriel?
Yes, it's been very good, thank you. Very good. I had a new microphone turn up today, so I've been installing that and using it, and the sound is absolutely gorgeous.
Is it? Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
what kind of
Yeti.
Is it a Can you hear Gabriel, by the way, Julia?
Yes.
Oh, right. Gosh, I'm getting some weird delays here. But anyway, so yeah, is it a oh, hang on, hang on, turn into technical speak. Is it a I'm pointing at my microphone. Is it not a dynamic?
Condenser.
A condenser, thank you. Yes, that was the word.
Yes, it's a Blue Yeti. It's a USB one.
Blue Yeti.
Yeah, it's what a lot of people on YouTube use. It's
oh, is it the big bulky thing with the great
big bulky thing?
Yes.
Looks a bit like a Yeti.
Yes, I mean,
epic.
they sound lovely, but they look horrible.
Yeah, they do.
They're so
both right on both counts.
They're so bulky.
Yes.
But how much are they roughly?
I bought this one. I paid £90 for this one.
Oh, okay. So the one I'm using is £300. So, you know, there's a subtle difference. Although the sound quality, I think, is just brilliant on those, but they just look ugly. I guess all the gubbins is inside that bit under the microphone.
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
Yeah.
So I always like it when new bits of kit turn up. So
yeah,
it's been a new bit of kit day today.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to listening to the voiceovers, presumably, from that.
Yeah, well, my next video actually hasn't got any voiceovers on it, strangely enough, because I didn't know how long I was going to wait for this. So you've got part 2 of the other one to go. So my next one, while I've got a day off, I'm going to get some aerial photography together and put a bit of music over it.
Oh, nice. Are you allowed to go out and fly the drone?
No, this is old stuff.
This is
stuff that I've had hanging around.
Wish I had that excuse. Lovely Julia, can you see the comments?
I can.
Could you give us an update on the comments? I know Gabriel can't hear you, and I'm still got part of my brain trying to work out what it is I've done wrong.
Istic Hair says, is it a D300 GXT 400?
Yeah, well, I'm sure this will be sorted out very soon. I think you've done marvellous to get this far. I mean,
yes, because you. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. You couldn't hear Julia, could you? I just remembered. Julia can hear you.
Okay, she. Hello, Julia.
So Julia just read out. Is it the D300 GTX 40? Says Mystic Hair that Julia just read out. So I know it's ridiculous.
I feel a touch obsolete.
No, you're not obsolete because everybody else can hear you and everybody else can see you, Julia. It's only Gabriel can't hear you, but you can hear everything else.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, what they call mushroom mode to keep me in the dark.
That's it. It's only from Julia. I'm just wondering why. Julia is coming into the desk, and the desk. Why is the phone? Oh, I know why. Hang on a minute. I know why. Try it now. Say hello, Julia.
Hello, Julia. No.
No, wait. Try that one.
Hello, Gabriel.
Oh, hello, Julia.
Yay! Hello.
I twiddled a knob earlier in my. We had noise coming in, and I was saying, "Where is this bloody noise coming from?" So there we are. We fixed it. Fantastic. Oh,
that is fantastic. That's brilliant.
So we do have some system here. There is a brain. Where did it go? Julia, have you got the brain cell?
I have a brain cell, but I share it with my mum. It zips between us across the distances.
So it's Julia's turn for the brain cell tonight.
Yeah. Sorry, Mum.
Just for your information, there is a slight, I don't know, 5-10 millisecond delay coming through at my end.
Is there?
Yes, on my voice coming back.
Coming back at you.
Yes, I don't mind.
Hang on a minute.
People might find it.
Wait a minute. How about now?
Is it there still? No, it's gone.
Can you still hear Julia?
Hello.
I still hear you. Yes, perfectly. That is it.
There we go. Yeah.
Whatever you've done, don't touch anything, don't breathe, don't move any wires. You've got it.
I've twiddled a series of red knobs.
Always a good thing to
do. Well, so one of them was obviously the wrong knob.
Absolutely, and you can get everything falls over if you operate the wrong knob, I find.
Absolutely. Yes. Now, the lovely Kevin is saying it's lovely to see the lovely Julia, which is very nice.
Hello, lovely Kevin.
Fantastic.
This is all good. We could make a game of this. Remember Mr. and Mrs. Oh yes, we could, couldn't we? The other interesting thing is that, of course, now this means potentially people who don't want to phone in or are brave enough can Skype in.
And yeah, there you go.
So, I don't know how you worked that out. People who aren't brave enough to call in will show their faces as well as speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Do you think that works?
Yeah.
I like it.
It works for us. I think it's worth a go because there will be some people who are more happy to show their faces over Skype, and it will add a certain dimension to the show.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This is all lockdown experiment. Well, we won't do it tonight because tonight is if I do that, it's the lovely Julia.
Baby steps.
Yes. Oh yes. No running in this show. Oh well, thank you so much, Gabriel, for ringing up. I think we've got part 2 of your video to play, which actually may be the first video we. Yeah. So just lead us into what this is.
What the video is? Yes.
Yeah.
Tonight's second part of Wales, we look at the cathedral briefly and its connection to one of my favourite films of all time, Hot Fuzz.
Oh, Hot Fuzz, yeah.
Which was filmed in Wales. Wales became Sanford for quite a long time.
It's a great film with Simon Pegg and the other fella.
That's it, yes.
Whatever his name is. Yeah.
Nick
Frost.
Nick Frost, that's it.
My daughter Georgie loves it. Her favourite is Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead, yeah.
Yeah, with the two. And we went there, didn't we, lovely Julia, to Wales for about 20 minutes where we made our little version.
We did. It's so lovely, isn't it, though?
It's so beautiful. And I was hoping when we went there that we would have seen, the shot, Gabriel, that you showed us of the moat corner with the round tower.
Yes.
It's so iconic. I have been to Wales about 15 years before when Julia and I went, And of course, I couldn't remember the geography of the place. And but we only had 20 minutes because we parked on one of those 20-minute laybys, and we ran to the bit and we just pretended that we had all the time in the world. And then as soon as we finished, Julia was out there taking pictures, and I just said, "Stop! We've got to get to the car. We've got to go." And sadly, it was...
when you come down, when you come down, there's so many places I can take you and show you, and there's a couple of trees that I know Julie's going to want to go and hug while she's down here that I can take you to as well. Because Gog and Magog get all the limelight, but there's a few other really nice special trees around here as well.
Oh, well, we can't wait. We can't wait. And to have a guide to take us around, so we'll obviously have to book a week.
I think so. Yes.
If Julia can spare the time.
I need plenty of time to hug them trees.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
All right, so thank you so much, Gabriel.
My pleasure.
We will go and play your film in a second. I've got to work how to get back to the other screen now. But
great work on this. This is brilliant.
Superb. Take care.
Bye-bye, Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Julie.
Bye. Take care.
There we go. That's lovely, Gabriel. That was successful, Julia.
Yeah, why?
After a fashion. After a fashion. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Mystic Hair's saying, I love Hot Fuzz.
Yes.
Got any more comments over there whilst I just try?
By the power of Grayskull.
Was that wasn't Hot Fuzz though? Wasn't that the Power of Grace? That wasn't the biker mice from Mars, but was that not Power Rangers? What was that from?
No, it's from He-Man.
He-Man.
Yeah.
He-Man.
But they quote it in Hot Fuzz.
Oh, do they?
When they go into that into the room, the little old farmer's room, and he's got all these guns and ammunition, guns and things.
Oh right. Oh okay. I've only seen the film once, so I don't remember it intimately. Sadly.
I've only seen it twice.
Oh well, there you go. You probably know these things
but,
more than me.
A favourite part of your film will always stick in your head, no matter how many times you haven't seen it.
Yes, very true. All right. I'm going to fade you out for a second, Julia. Where are you? You are there. That's it. So just fading you out a bit, Julia, just for a moment. I'm so sorry about that. And I can take my headphones off now because it's back to the main camera. So you're off camera at the moment, Julia, so you can do middle fingers and V signs at me and it won't affect the thing. And I can now go into the video. Now, hopefully this still works. I can go into the video box. There, and with any luck, let's have a look. Gabriel's video should come beaming through. Now, I don't know if Julia will manage to see this, but hopefully everybody else will. So let's see what happens.
Built between 1175 and 1490, Welsh Cathedral has been described as the most poetic of the English cathedrals. Situated just 7 miles northeast of Glastonbury and set in the medieval heart of England's smallest city, Wells is the earliest English cathedral to be built in the Gothic style and has an international reputation. As well as its iconic west front, Wells Cathedral has unique features that separate it from other English cathedrals, including the beautiful scissor arches supporting the central tower, a structure which was added in 1338 after the weight of a new spire on the top of the tower threatened to collapse the whole thing. The cathedral houses one of the largest collections of historic stained glass in the country. Experts agree that the Jessie window at Wells Cathedral is one of the most splendid examples of 14th century stained glass in Europe, narrowly escaping destruction during the English Civil War.
Now towards Beggar's Gate. This was traditionally where people would beg or seek alms. And nowadays it's often used by buskers, but obviously now with the lockdown, there's no buskers. We have now left the cathedral and we're in the square in Wells, the main square. Behind me you can see the square. And behind me here you can see the gates to the Bishop's Palace. At least I hope you can.
Another Wells claim to fame was it was the setting for Hot Fuzz. Here comes Sergeant Nicholas Angel, aka Simon Pegg, riding into the Battle of Sandford. This is the Crown, where Sergeant Angel spends his first night. This is where the hoodies hang out, oh, and the living statues. And sadly, Summerfield, where Yarp worked, is no more, now replaced with the Peacocks. And here in the square, obviously, is where the famous Battle of Sandford took place. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little look around Wells. But for now, I've been Gabriel of Glastonbury, this has been Wells, and you've been an audience. Thanks for watching and good night. Back to Richard in the studio.
Sometimes they end when I'm not quite ready for them. And I gather you could hear what was going on. Not because I forgot to turn one extra knob down, but I think I managed to sort that out. So in the end, presumably you stopped hearing me. I was singing in the bath. But anyway, there we go. Let's just go back to the lovely Julia and find out if she enjoyed that video and how successful that went. Hang on, I've got to work out how to do that again. Lovely Julia.
Lovely Richard. I've just worked out that it was actually me. I did a raspberry just after I'd read someone say, "Oh, I can hear you," and I was like, "Oh crap." So I did a raspberry, and yeah, someone's just commented, "What was the raspberry for, Richard?" So yep.
Oh right. Okay. That's very interesting because I don't understand that. You see, in theory, you should have faded out altogether.
Yeah, I muted myself when I saw that.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. If you can mute yourself when the videos come on. I think that's probably big. I know why. It's because I've turned one of the red knobs back up again. And that was going to the feed. That's why I turned it down. Oh, yes, there we are. But actually,
I tried to.
Yeah, okay. So it's a technical. I know why. But I can't prevent that happening, so the only way you can do it is you mute yourself when the video's on.
That's right. I've got a mute button. It's fine.
Oh, fantastic. So that's all right.
Steady on there, Linda.
What does Linda say?
She says you are having troubles with your knobs, Richard.
I am having big troubles with my knobs. It's only the red ones. The other ones seem to be all right. The black knob, perfectly fine. It's just the red one. It's twisted in the wrong direction at the wrong time. But it has to be twisted at one point. Otherwise, we don't get to hear the lovely I know what I'm talking about.
La 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 la.
Hey, talking of this, do you think Faden managed to get up to the challenge? I gave them a challenge yesterday to stick his fingers in his ears and stick his tongue out at the camera.
I bet he did, but that depends whether the video you're about to play was filmed before you set that next challenge.
Ah, that's true. Well, I know whether he did or he didn't, but I'm not going to say quite yet. Should we? Let's open the phone line one more time. Hang on a minute. I've got to work out how you do that again. Open the phone line to anybody who wishes to talk to the lovely Julia and myself very briefly before we play in the next video. And on the next video, I need to play in a bit of poetry beforehand from Mike Stevens. We didn't get this through. So the next video will be Grace. And I still never quite know how to pronounce Grace's surname. And I've written it down here on this tatty old bit of paper. Ellisbeth is how it's spelt. But I...
Let me see.
Okay. I'm holding it up for lovely Julia to see.
Elizabeth deer.
No, that's not...
Something else.
That was about the deer swimming in the pond. That was a note.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
I don't know how that's pronounced either.
No,
actually.
there we go. I'm glad it wasn't just me being a fool.
I just thought I'd try because, you know.
Why not?
Why not? But I've only got one brain cell.
Oh, yeah. We don't want to overload it.
Yeah.
Which is great. Robert Croser's out there, and Robert Croser sent in a video as well, which is great. Let's get this phone call that's coming in. Hello, caller.
Hello, Richard. It's Fran from Floating Our Boat.
Hello, Fran. How are you?
We're well, thank you. Yes, very, very well. Enjoying the show. Hello, Julia.
Hi. I'm waving at
I should, wait. No, you have to say something because Fran can't see Julia. Well, she can see, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Enjoyed your recent video of...
Thank you, yes.
Of all your plants. That was the thing I was thinking about. All your plants have grown like nobody's business.
We need to have something fresh to eat, don't we, in these days?
Absolutely.
Richard is a bit sick of nettles, so I'll have to grow something else.
And I thought that I have to ask Mr. Suggett what the value of molehill dung, not dung, but the throws, for compost. I thought that was absolutely... Is Richard out there? Julia, is Richard out there? Mr. Suggett?
Mr. Suggett, yes, he was. I saw him.
Oh, right. Richard Suggett. What do you think to this amazing concept that if you have no compost, but there are millions of molehills, that you take the fresh earth that's been dug out of the molehills, which presumably is what's been underground and hasn't got any weeds in it or anything? It must be fairly nutritious, I mean, not to eat, obviously.
That's blooming
Well, it remains to be seen.
Yes. So how's life aboard?
Life aboard is fine. We're much better. We're all recovered now. We're having a bit of a blast of the past, sitting eating fried chocolate creams at the moment.
Oh, fantastic! Because you managed
That's tonight's little treat.
Ah, superb.
But I wanted to bring up two things with you.
Yes.
First of all, watched a show recently. I think it was Wells that you went walking. Well, no, not Wells. You just watched the video of Wells. It was Ferring.
Ferring, yes.
And you went round the churchyard there, and it got me thinking. And I know I'm not alone in this, and a lot of people have a little bit of a thing about churchyards. And I do, and gravestones, and I get a little bit obsessed with looking at gravestones and wandering around. Now, I don't know whether there is an app out there or whether there's a website, but I'm always interested when we're travelling around of looking to see if there's anybody interesting buried in churchyards.
I think there's a famous graves website that lists the churchyards that famous people are buried in. But I can't remember. Somebody will know. Linda Kane will know. I know that Linda Kane will know.
Come on, Linda.
So if you suddenly thought, oh, Terry Thomas, I say, absolute shower, and you go, you bung his name into the website, and I guess the reverse would be, you bung his name into the website, and the cemetery would come up, and I'm guessing the same would be that if you're at little St. Joseph's at such and such a place, Brampton, whether you could look that up and go, oh yes, Harold so-and-so, Harold Snodworthy's there, he's famous for...
Well, that's what we need. That's what I need, so that when I'm able to walk out and about again, we can go and have a look. We've found a few famous graves and sought some out, but it would just be nice to know. Just my little obsession, that's all.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because I went to Richard Jefferies' grave not so long ago.
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
And hang on, Linda Kane says, I love churchyards, but oh no, she doesn't. She doesn't know the website. There is one, because people have posted that to me on YouTube, on a comment. And it's like when someone does that and you think, oh yeah, that's interesting. And if you don't make a note of it, you'll never find the blooming thing.
No, I know.
Because you can't remember the video you did it in and the comment where it is and all of that. Find a grave. Andrew Norris, of course, he's the other one. Find a grave. That's a good one.
Right, okay.
Did you see Richard's response up there?
Oh, Richard's response. No, what did he
Hill
say?
Soil is a great compost as it's very loose and free of weeds. It's recommended to stick in the oven to thoroughly sterilise.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. So there's hope for me yet then. I'm not completely stupid, am I, with my crazy ideas?
No, genius.
That was genius. I tell you what I liked from a previous video, and I hadn't seen this before, your fishing with the magnet.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'd lost your specs.
I lost my specs. It's, yeah. I tell you what, actually, it's very addictive once you start digging the magnet out. We've never found anything. We've found a few nuts and bolts and a couple of windlasses for the locks.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
it's very addictive once you start dunking down with your magnet. Yeah.
I wish I'd had a
And
magnet
that's
on
not a
string.
euphemism.
I have you.
Oh, bless. So that was you said you had 2 questions.
Yes, well, it wasn't so much a question, but I was just going to talk about The Narrowboat by Tom Rolt. Was Tom Rolt?
Yes,
Isn't
yes,
it?
yes.
Which I've read, Richard half read, and I don't think he quite got to the end of it. But what a fabulous little book and story. And we actually went to Tooley's Boatyard. It was the year before last, I think, which is where he started off his journey.
Yes, we've just been reading
Narrowboat
that.
Cressy, and how interesting it all was.
And how much
So
is
I hope you enjoy it.
I'm loving the book. It's so well written. The descriptions are just beautiful. I really enjoy that. And so what was it? Was the old Tooley's yard still there?
It's still there, and it's been restored, and the old blacksmith's workshop is still there, and it's fantastic. It's really interesting to go in. They've got a lot of the old original tools there, and really lovely people. But it is a working boatyard again now, so they're working as normal.
Right.
But yeah, it's really interesting though, because they've built a massive modern shopping centre all around it. It's just surrounded by a huge shopping centre, but it's been left. It must have been protected.
Yes.
And this little ancient boatyard is just stuck in the middle of all this modern design, and it's really interesting to go there. And fabulous.
How amazing!
Sounds like a real juxtaposition.
Oh gosh,
it is.
It
is.
That's Banbury, isn't it? So
it is in Banbury, and it's worth a visit if anybody gets down there. It's worth having a look at. So.
Yeah, Banbury's off the M40, so it's quite easy to get in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and did you film there? Is it in one of your videos?
We did, but we didn't do a detailed tour of it. We did just a little touch on it, because we always feel that when you go to these places, you don't want to take too much away from it. I mean, people go to visit. We don't need to do a guided tour of it on video.
No.
It's we give a little taster and let them go and have a look themselves. But we did a little bit, I think, around there.
Yeah. How wonderful! Oh, that sounds really. What's the canal? What is the canal that's on? Is that
it's the Oxford Canal.
Oh, that's the one that we're going to be on.
Ooh.
Oh.
In October when we go, it's on. I can't remember where the blooming place. I haven't looked at the details now. But yeah, in October. I wonder where you guys will be.
You'll have to have a look and get down there.
Yeah.
Who knows where we will be? Who knows?
It would be great. Wouldn't it be great just to sneak up on you?
Bump into you. Yeah, it'd be great. We'll have to think about it.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so funny. How brilliant. I'm just looking to see if anyone... The Grave Times is another one that's been offered up.
Grave Times. Oh, okay. I know it's a bit of a morbid fascination, but...
No, but people, because nowadays people get their ashes done and, they just get scattered places, so you don't know where they are, and you can't, go and think, oh, so-and-so's under that 6-foot bit of clod of clay, and they may be just blown to scatters of the world. There is something quite interesting, isn't it? I don't know, I don't think of it as morbid, but there's something respectful about standing, at Richard Jeffrey's grave or whomever that you might have respect for.
It is. It's very thought-provoking. Yeah, it is. I better not gather up any molehills from the graveyards now, because I don't know who I might get.
Yeah, that's true. Hadn't thought of that. Oh, but that's brilliant.
So good though, isn't it?
Oh, that's so good. And Richard's very quiet.
Here, hang on a second. Oh.
Am I expected to talk?
Of course. How are you, Richard?
I'm very, very well, thank you.
Oh.
We've listened to Abbey Road by the Beatles, and we've listened to a bit of Jimi Hendrix tonight. And it raises the question, if ever I was on Room 101, I would, one of my pet hates would be songs that have a bad fade.
Songs that have a bad fade?
That fade too early at the end.
Oh, right. That's an interesting...
Like
Julia's into
Little
music.
Wing by Jimi Hendrix, if you know Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
It's one of my pet hates, songs that just fade.
Rather than come to a nice end. Yeah, it's almost like...
You started the song 2 minutes ago. Finish it.
Yes.
Don't fade it.
It's like they've ran out of ideas, or somebody said, "You've got to go out the studio now." I just fade them out. Just fade them. Just fade them. That'll
Fade
do.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
fade it, yeah.
Whereas there are some songs, you're quite right, and they come to and you can't stop the track until you've got that last note. Da-dum dum. Whatever it
It's
is.
a bit random from me, but it's on my mind. That's all I have to say.
Well, if it's on your mind, Richard, we want to know it. Well, mostly.
Lockdown is getting to me.
Yeah, well, talk of cabin fever. It must be.
Yes,
but at least
indeed.
you're on a towpath now, judging by your film, where you're not being pushed into the canal every 2 minutes. Somebody goes past on a bicycle.
No, we've actually moved again today, filled it with water and moved on a little bit further, and we're in the most idyllic spot near Bollington in Cheshire.
You're always in the
Bollington
idyllic spots.
Bollington is the most wonderful little village town. It's fab.
Wow.
And it's unfortunate that it's all closed down because they've got the best bakers and butchers and pubs.
You'll just have to go back again.
Yeah, we will indeed.
Yeah.
Look, we're not going to hog your channel anymore. It's lovely to see you both.
Thank you.
Delightful to see the lovely Julia with her gorgeous smile.
Very
And
kind of
with
you.
your
It's
headphones
lovely to
on.
hear you both as well.
Thank you very much.
You-
And best wishes to everybody who's watching.
Yeah, take care, and we'll be watching for the next video.
Excellent. Yeah, another week.
Another,
Some
another
more
week of
rubbish coming
filling
your way.
lockdown time. Oh, bless you both. Oh,
Look
so
forward to
good.
your next video, guys.
Take care, and we'll
Take
talk to you
care.
soon.
Cheerio.
Bye bye.
Ta-ra. Ta-ra.
How about that? There we are, Richard and Fran.
Fantastic.
I went to take my headphones off there, but because I'm talking to Julia, of course. Floating Our Boat. Do check them out if you haven't checked them out, and give them a big subscribe and a thumbs up. They are very entertaining. One of the best canal boat videos out there. Not that I'm following very many of them, because you know.
You don't have time.
I don't have time. I follow so little. I'm so busy making stuff and doing stuff. How's the comments coming in, lovely Julia?
Yes, we've got some comments. They're talking about the music at the minute.
Oh, there we go. Richard started them off.
Yeah. They was talking about motorbikes for some reason as well.
Oh, is that because of Banbury?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Banbury Cross. Meter final. Isn't that the part of that poem? Old rhyme, you know, something about...
Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross.
What is a cock horse, if that's not a rude question?
No, I think it's a a hobby horse.
Oh, right. Oh, yes. Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross to see a fair maiden fall in the canal at Tooley's Yard. that
When
okay?
he's shoved her in.
Yeah.
Sploosh.
Yes, I don't need you anymore. I've got one of these these narrowboats, and I've put in a bantam in, not bantam, phantom in. What is bantam? Is a chicken, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should play another video.
I think we should.
Yeah. Now, don't forget, you've got to mute your microphone.
I'm ready on it.
Oh, right. Okay. So now I've got to press a few... Oh, hang on. I've just done something a bit weird here. All right. I've got to press a button there. What do I do now? I've got to fade Julia out. Oh, I probably don't need to fade you out because you've done your own fading. Yes, she's nodding. Right. Okay. Fade back to me. I don't need those. And go into the video box. I've lost my camera. Oh, no. I've started playing the wrong video. Oh yeah. So now I'm going to be playing. This is from Grace. And Mike Stevens has got a bit of a poetry before this video plays. Now, what I should have done is taken a still frame from the video so that you don't see my ugly face whilst we hear Mike. So next time I'll try and do that. But now I've got to navigate to the... What day was yesterday? Thursday, wasn't it? That's it. Here we go. So now hopefully this will work. Let's hope. This is Mike Stevens, and the poem is called Dance of Light.
Shimmer, sparkling sun, cascade upon effervescent insects, graceful grandeur, glowing brook, dancing with delight. Fearless felines follow as bluebells bluster lazily, liquid drops unique, silken flowers in the breeze, as God's creation entreats us We thank the gardener for the beauty of his work, our Lord and Shepherd. Amen.
There we go. How about that? Wasn't that beautiful? Lovely images and lovely poetry at the beginning. Thank you so much, Grace, for sharing that. It was a bit longer than we normally expect and do, because you never quite know, but that was very, very lovely. Let's find out what the lovely Julia thought of it. Hang on, I've got to go and press certain buttons here to get back into the lovely Julia world. Hello, Julia.
Hello, Richard.
There we go. Wasn't that nice?
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
Ah,
lovely cat as well.
Now, I gather you've been doing a bit of research on a cock horse.
I did. A cock horse can mean a high-spirited horse or the additional horse to assist pulling a cart or carriage up a hill. It can also mean an entire or uncastrated horse.
Oh.
And from the mid-16th century, it also meant a pretend hobby horse or an adult's knee. So none of us were wrong. It means all of those things.
There you go. How about that? So I wonder what they meant in terms in the poem then. Ride a cock horse.
It was probably a high-spirited horse or uncastrated horse at the time.
Ah, yes. Is it the?
But I don't know.
Is it true that they used to use bricks to castrate them?
At one point in time, I believe so. Yeah.
Onto your knackers.
Yeah.
Not pleasant. Not a nice
Not
thing to happen.
very nice at all. No.
We don't recommend it. We certainly don't recommend it. Please don't try it on hamsters, because the whole hamster can disappear.
Well, I'll be calling RSPCA on you. Not that they're doing much these days.
No, they're probably just sitting there minding their own business.
I'll call Peter on you.
Yeah, Peter and the wolf. Lovely video, says Cynthia's camera. That was lovely, says Linda Kane. Ramiboo says Sentry, it also meant a pretend hobby horse or an adult's knee.
That looks like the very end of the bit I read out just now.
Ah, right, there we go. Dual cam, says Glenn Johnson. There we go. Dual cam. Right, well, hang on. The phone lines are going back open on now.
Days of Yore says they used 2 loaves of Richard's bread.
Yeah, well, actually, I haven't, since the last loaf, I'm still eating my way through. I haven't had a chance to do Linda Kane's recipe, which I'm still waiting to do scones. You've been doing scones, though, haven't you, Julia?
Well, I tell you, it wasn't me personally that did them, but my eldest and my husband.
Oh, look at that. Is that a unicorn I see in your hand?
It is.
Can you go a little to your opposite? Hold it up again, but go. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Look at that. It looks tasty.
Yeah, it is tasty. Well, the others have been.
Have they? Yeah, no, I'm not surprised.
And notice my plate?
Empty. Oh, yeah, full of unicorns. So it's appropriate that the unicorn sits on a unicorn plate. How marvellous is that? And of course, I'm in your colours tonight. I'm in purple.
Well done.
And you're in a.
I'm in a purple.
In a purple as well. There we go.
Yeah.
Purple hood. I'm not quite sure how it comes over.
My hair's not as purple as it used to be, though. I mean, it's not been bleached in 18 months.
Oh, wow. And of course, you can't get out to the hairdressers.
No. My hairdresser is one of my BFFs, though, but I still can't get out to her.
No.
Well, I can stand under her balcony and go, "Oh, how art thou?"
Well, could you not stand under her balcony and let her pour the peroxide just onto your scalp from above?
Not so sure about my eyes would do well with that.
You could wear a mask.
Yeah, my skin might suffer.
Oh, yeah, that's true. A barrier cream, a bit of
in
Swarfiga.
Pardon?
I said that the barrier cream, like Swarfiga, you know, I know that's for cleaning oil off your hands, but if you shoved that all around your face, it would probably not be much good.
I could do that, but they're having an argument in chat whether it's a Pegasus or a Pegator. Actually, if we're going to go there, it's an alicorn.
Oh, an alicorn. You see that lot? They're very highly educated, the lot that watches us. I don't quite know why they watch us, but they're very highly educated, all that Greek mythology stuff.
No, according to My Little Pony, an alicorn has wings and a horn.
According to what?
My Little Pony.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm so sorry. That is the authority on...
I'm Pegasister or Brony. I love it.
On what? Pegasister?
Yes.
Or...
Adult female who loves the current generation of My Little Pony. It's not a cult, but it's definitely a thing.
Yeah, is it for people who have not grown up yet?
Yeah, probably.
And would you say it swings more to the female people who haven't grown up?
Absolutely not. It doesn't. It's more adult males enjoy it and watch it than children, I believe.
Oh no!
I'm not kidding. I mean, a lot of the My Little Pony fans, adult ones, are on various spectrums.
Oh, on spectrums, yes, that figures.
Shut it, you.
We're all on spectrum somewhere. We've got a phone call. We've got a phone call taking us off the spectrum, which is rather lucky. Hello to the phone call person.
Hello, Richard. It's Dawn here.
It's Dawn. Hello, Dawn.
Dawn.
Oh, it's okay. I wanted to speak to Julia because I haven't spoken to Julia. You don't mind, do I?
Of course not. No, ignore me. I can go and make a cup of tea.
Yeah. No, I wanted to ask you, Julia, because I know you love trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wondered if you've ever gone ape.
I haven't done Gone Ape actually. I do keep meaning to, but I've never get round to it.
I'm sorry. Can I just put the butt in here, just, monitoring on the thing. What's gone ape?
Go Ape.
It's,
No.
It's basically
30 foot up a tree.
Oh, see, I thought going ape was just like losing your temper over something or getting overly excited.
well, it also means that, but no, there are actual activity places where you climb essentially a tree, and then you traverse from tree to tree through various formats, be it swing rope or hand roping or.
Have you gone ape, Dawn?
Yes, I have. It's brilliant.
Where do you do that?
We went near Guildford, a place called Alice Holt.
Oh, Alice Holt.
And we was up the trees for 2 hours. It was brilliant.
Oh, amazing.
Well, did they leave you up there and then sort of like go forget about you or something?
Yeah, you just go round, go 30 feet up, go whizzing down the what do you call them?
The branches. Go whizzing down the branches. So you're like going.
Yeah, you start off small and then you go higher and higher. Yeah.
I don't think
I think I must have done that when I was born. Fall down the tree and hit every ugly branch on the way. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, sorry for that.
But I am in love with your little boy, Julia. He's gorgeous. Joseph. Yeah.
Thanks. I'm rather in love with him too.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the video.
Infatuated.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the video with the tortoise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get around to that today, unfortunately, but I will try again tomorrow.
Oh, that'd be great to see that.
I think, Julia, your little boy did something tremendous on his own today, didn't he?
Today, yes. I mean, yesterday, well, rather 3 days ago, he started crawling properly, and today I placed him down on the, I came in from the garden, placed him down on the lounge floor so I could go get myself a drink, and I came back in the 3 seconds out of sight of him and stepped back, and I watched him grab the poof, the footrest, and haul himself to his feet in like no time. I was like, oh my God, well done!
Oh my goodness. Oh, how wonderful.
He's going to be running around everywhere. You you'll have to have him on, what is it, on a lead? Not a lead, reins.
Reins. Yeah, little harness and reins.
Right. Oh, he's beautiful. Yeah, yes.
Dawn.
Fair enough. Yes?
Dawn, I am holding up into the camera, which you'll see in a few seconds' time, your plastic box. I've eaten the cake, and I have washed your box up. So if you're passing at any time, I can put it back in my box. Your box will be in my box, and you'll be welcome to collect it.
You can keep it if you like.
Okay, what? Sorry.
You can keep it if you like. It's only a box.
Oh, I know, but it's a very nice box. I mean,
It's a very useful box.
yes, one can put little parcels in it. But if you don't need it, then I will certainly keep it because I haven't got a box like this.
Oh, I've got so many.
Oh, have you?
Have it.
Oh, well, that's handy. It's perfect for putting in little plugs and sockets and bits of sound equipment or something. Or even actually, I could put some sandwiches in this when I go on a walk.
Oh, that's right. Yes, because it's got a locking thing.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's a fantastic box. People out there in the Vobosphere will be envious now.
Yeah, where's my box?
Yeah. I want to tell you something about John that I haven't told you before.
Oh, right.
Everybody calls him an anorak.
Do they? Why is that?
In our family, than people who know him, because he collects radios.
Does he?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
And you would never believe how many we got in our house.
I know people who collect things, so I'm going to guess 300.
What?
Oh, not as many as that. Okay. All right then. Let me have a more conservative. 27.
Oh, a bit higher.
52.
A little bit lower.
I'll let Julia. Julia, you have a guess.
8.
How many?
48.
You're very near.
47.
Oh, 43.
43 radios he's got in the house.
So are these radios, do these radios date back to the lovely Valve radios?
You know about those.
Oh, hello, Richard.
Hello, John. Have you got a crystal set?
I've got one from the 1920s.
Wow. Want to see a
Very early
picture?
one.
Want to
And-
see a
and-
picture?
Yeah, I'll have to take a picture of it and we'll
Play it
I've
on the
also got... Sorry?
So-
Hang on, I'm looking at you and
Yeah.
your mouth's moving, but I'm not hearing nothing.
No,
I'm
don't look at the
TV.
screen and expect to hear me because that's very disconcerting. Yeah, have you? So the cat's whisker. Have you got one of those?
Yeah, the cat's whisker, that's right. It's a little wire, isn't it? Yeah. That's the cat's whisker, and that goes onto the crystal.
Ah, yeah.
And you tune it like that, to fine-tune it, you know. Yeah, it still works. I've got a long copper wire aerial
Have
going along, bottom of my garden up to the front of the garden.
And what can you get on that? Do you still get 1920s radio programs?
No. I don't get the BBC home service no more.
Oh, have you stopped getting that? Because I'm sure the signal must be still bouncing around the stratosphere somewhere.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
This is the BBC Home Service.
Home
Here
service.
is the news.
And Richard, he's wrote a poem
Oh, have you?
a long time ago, and it was published in a magazine all about radios.
Is it? It's about radios.
A radio, yeah.
You're going to have to record the poem and send it in, and we'll play it.
Oh,
Oh
really?
my goodness, it's rather long.
Well, maybe condense. Take the best couple of verses. Maybe the a big.
Send us a couple of pictures of your
It goes
radios,
on.
your most interesting radios that we can show the pictures of as well.
Yeah, we definitely want to send.
Well, yeah, I've got a few crystals. I got one. My dad made me when I was about 10 years old.
Wow.
That's still working all right. So because that's kind of a bit sentimental now. So
Well, of course.
I've
I mean,
got,
how many fathers out there in the Vobosphere make their son or daughter a nice radio?
well,
How
I
many?
don't know. Well, it's a crystal set.
Hmm.
I've always sort of. I think from when I was a little boy, I always used to mess about with the radio.
Just
and the old radiogram and.
Explain to the lovely Julia, who is of a certain age, that doesn't know what a crystal set is.
A crystal set, right?
No idea.
Okay, well I'll try. Well, basically that was the very first. I'm going back to the Marconi day. You've heard of Marconi, haven't you?
Yes, I like a bit of macaroni.
Marconi.
Marconi, yes, no, Marconi.
I know, Marconi. Well, basically he sort of invented the wireless. Well, and a few other people as well. But a crystal set was a very, very simple, in those days, what they called a wireless.
Right.
It worked by a wire being in contact, what they called a cat's whisker, with a crystal. And inside there was a coil as well, a coil of wire, and that sort of tuned into different stations.
And you could hold the cat's whisker, if I remember rightly, because my dad was into radio stuff, which is why I know all this nonsense. Yeah, I mean, he used to make aerials, so he was on
right,
UHF
yeah.
and VHF and he used to make long dipoles and short dipoles and tell me all about the blooming wavelengths, and as kids when my mum and dad were divorced, so when we lived with our mum, but every time we went to dad's, we had to go and work in his factory making bloody aerials. That was our time.
right.
Time with dad was making aerials because he didn't know what else to do with us. And I kept saying to him, Dad, your aerials, it's just bits of wire joined together. And he didn't like that at all because it was like, well, yes, it is, but they're...
He wouldn't, would he?
No, it was all specially designed. So, but a cat's whisker, isn't it? You can hold it by hand and you basically you run it up and down and that's how you tune it.
That was on a piece of crystal.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking at my one right now. Yeah, it sort of waggles up and down. You sort of guide it over the crystal and you get the best point for the best signal.
Yeah.
And you've got like a tuning condenser on, and that sort of brings the station in louder then.
We get all sorts of
Right.
idiots on this show, don't we, Julia?
Yeah, me included.
We get all sorts, don't we? They come out the woodwork. There's nothing. There's nobody on this show is normal. This is just full of eccentrics, and that's what's so
no
good.
fun being normal, is it?
No, absolutely. That's what I mean.
So you have looked in the mirror, haven't you, Richard?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think
You attract him. Of course.
Do you know, that's. It's funny you should say that, because my mum used to say about my dad. She said, "You always attract strange people, Trevor." And do you know? And I look around at the people I know, and I think, "Oh yeah, Kevin Hall. I do attract strange people." And actually, I think everybody has something unique that, you know, if you don't have something unique that's interesting, you're not very interesting, are you?
That's right. That's very true. Now I've got to now seeing as Dawn's dropped me in it.
Yeah,
I'm
here
gonna
we
drop
go.
Dawn in it now.
Yeah, drop Dawn in it.
Dawn used to do a bit of entertaining.
Oh.
Now she can tell you about her little experience with Bob Honus. You've heard of Bob Honus?
Bob Honus.
Bob Honus. He was a TV compere.
Yes.
You know him?
Well, I know the name, I can't put a face to him, but the name, you know, it's just slightly out of my interest scope area.
Oh, right. Oh, I thought you'd been in television. No. You would have known him.
Yeah, no, I know the name, but I can't put his face to it. But they will.
To the face. Right.
But go on.
Okay. Well, I'll let Dawn tell you about her little experience with Bob Honus.
Come on then.
Well, you might not want to know about my experience.
We do now.
You do? Well, can you remember in Temple Gate there was a Yamaha music shop?
Yes, that's right.
That?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
right. I learnt to play the organ there, and I used to go into competitions, and we were chosen out of 200 people to play in the big concert hall in Birmingham in front of 5,000 people.
Wow.
There was at the time I was 42. There was me and another lady, 42, and then 2 teenagers and 2 10-year-olds going, and we got chosen to play this big Aladdin's March, if you know the Walt Disney's Aladdin. Boom diddy boom diddy. It's a big, powerful piece of music.
If anyone knows Aladdin, Disney's Aladdin, it would be the lovely Julia. She loves Disney. She loves Disney films. You see.
That's right. Well, it's a big, powerful piece of music in the middle of the. Anyway, we had to play this on a.
Prince Ali, famous is he, Ali Baba. Something like that.
You did good. She's got it. So we had a £10,000 organ each player at £60,000 for equipment. And of course, who was comparing the evening? Because it's not just us; it was people all over the country playing on organs.
Yes.
And it was Bob Honus. And when the manager said that we'll be playing in front of all these people, I didn't really believe him, you know. And when I got up there, I was on one half of the stage with the 2 10-year-olds, and I looked out and I was absolutely, I can't do this. My legs, I thought, I can't do this. And Bob Honus looked at me and he said, "Are you nervous?" And I said, "Just a little bit." And so he said, "Well, you have to do what I do every time I get nervous, is think they're not out there. You go out there and they're not there. You're just playing like you normally do.
Yeah, playing for fun.
Yeah. So I went out there and we played, and I never played so well in my life. But afterwards, we had to have photographs taken, and I had to sit on the stool with Bob Honus next to me, and the person that was taking the photograph said to me, "Would you put your leg over?" and I said, "What? Am I supposed to do that on stage? Put my leg?" And they all laughed, and of course I put my leg over my other leg for the photo shoot, and I put it over Bob's by mistake. And he said to me, I said, "Oh, I am sorry." He said, "Oh, don't apologise. You can do that again."
Oh, that's so cute. Oh dear. International fame and stardom, eh?
Oh yeah, but the pressure of doing everything right.
Yes.
I do appreciate when people have to. The entertainers, people don't realise what work is
Oh, I
involved.
know. I mean, Julia and I have rehearsed this show. We all afternoon we've been on all the jokes. We wrote them all down, and we thought who we're going to get to ring. Of course, it's all been prearranged. Everybody rings, nobody rings. Everything's rehearsed. Everything you see is absolutely rehearsed, isn't that right? Even your laughter. That's right. Well done. You've got the script there. You've got the page 42 of the script.
Anyway, I better get off the phone and let someone else.
Lovely to talk to you so much, John. And
fantastic to catch you both.
Yeah, and thanks for talking to the lovely Julia.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, keep well, both of you.
We will, and thanks for the box.
Bye, love. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. There we go. How about that? The lovely John and Dawn. I nearly went to take these off, you see, because I thought it was a phone call. Well, it is a phone call.
Habit now, isn't it?
Very much so. But we do, John, if you're still watching, we want the crystal set. We want pictures of that, the radios that you've got, some of the radios, and the poem. I think that would be absolutely perfect. Super duper. What are the comments doing, Julia? We got loads of comments. We haven't been ignoring you, honest.
Bob Holness, presenter of Blockbusters.
Oh, that's where he is. That's right. I do know who you mean.
And Kevin says, that's it. He's, where was it? That's it. I'm off. He's insulting me again. Ed Loud says, Kevin, you stick him on an even higher up plank one day to get him back.
Yeah.
And Jeff Kellison says, he talks bad about you, Kevin, and you saved him from cutting his arm or leg off with his chainsaw.
He did. That's very true. He's given me good lessons on how to not chop my leg off.
And the lovely Lisa Fox at Ramaboo 2 says, maybe it should be Kevin that takes Richard to go ape.
Yes, I still haven't quite worked out what this go ape. Climb a tree and fall down it is what I
have mentioned it to you before, actually. I think I sent you a link, but I'll send it again.
Yes, do. But what I don't understand, you climb a tree and you fall down the tree?
No, you don't fall down the tree. You climb the tree and you traverse from tree to tree in various formats. Either swinging like Tarzan or hand-to-hand over a rope across.
Oh, I see. And have you got a harness on? Or
yes.
Are you? Oh, yes.
Fully harnessed up, just in case.
Yeah, because I don't like heights, as people know. Hence that comment about.
I don't like them either, but I love climbing.
Yes.
I figure I could climb before I could crawl properly, believe it or not. Hence my first word when I eventually came out with them is dangerous.
Is that your first word?
It was one of my first proper words.
Well, Joe obviously is taking after you because he's climbing a bit, isn't he? Up the poof.
Yeah, he's a bit slower than Elijah, though. Elijah was climbing by 7 months.
Right.
And then he was running by, 8.5 months.
Gosh.
So, yeah.
Well, that's good. But
he skipped walking. He went straight from climbing to running.
I want to know how many people out there have got a poof at home. I haven't got a poof.
I don't know why I call it a poof, but it is actually a poof, a big soft...
Well, that's why you call it a poof. It's a poof. It's a poof. It's not like you're going, I don't know why I call it a poof. From now on in, I'm going to call it a box of tricks. I'm going to call it a vase.
A sofa footrest.
A sofa footrest. That's a bit, poof is
By the way,
yes.
You've knocked me on the table again.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I've knocked her on the table. Can't have that, look.
I like to see.
Yes, you can't see what's going on. Right, I think it's time. What is the time? Blimey, 9:09 here in the studio. It's probably 9:09 and 40 seconds later where you are. We're time for another video. What didn't we play last time? Let me have a... Oh, I can't go in the video box.
We played Grace's one last time.
Oh, yeah, I've got a list here. That's right, we could do that.
He's got a list.
I've got a list. We've got loads in here. So let me just cross off... Mr. Gabriel and Grace and the poem. Oh yeah, Mike sent in. We've got so here we go. Look, we've got 20 minutes or so. What's come in? Connor's Dark. What's the name?
Dark's Corner.
Dark. Yes, we've got that. We get to see Connor, and that's quite funny because he gets chased by a bee halfway through his video. Cynthia's camera has sent us a lovely video with beautiful bluebells. Robert Croser has been posting again, and very nice bit of history with his.
Oh.
Barry has... we must get Barry's in, not so much for Barry, although we love Barry, but for Faden, because does Faden complete the challenge or not? And Mike has given us an ambience piece. So I think we did have an ambience piece a few minutes ago, so I think we should go... Well, Julia, what do you think?
Should we do Croser first?
Robert Croser. Let's do Robert Croser, who is up there in Cumbria. So I'm just...
Just a moment.
Yes.
Michael Angel says, me Vobes, you Julia.
Oh.
And Mark Donny McLeod says, blimey, Do you have babies run out of you with trainers on, Julia? Joke.
Babies run out on you?
Yeah, there's a joke because of what I said about Elijah.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I'll...
Keep up.
Yeah, no. I'm trying. I've got technical things to think about. Sorry. I was waving to whoever it was that you were waving to. I was just waving and I can't see them.
Would you guys like a quick look at Jojo?
Yes, of course we would. You have a look at that and I'll sort out my technicals. So, oh, blimey, she's just disappeared. And while she's disappeared, there we go.
Hello.
Oh, we can still hear her. Hang on.
Hi.
Oh, look, there's Jojo. Can you move him into your... Yeah, that's it. There he is. Oh, doesn't he look lovely?
Yeah. Say hello.
Hello.
Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe. Hello. Oochie coochie. This is prime time television, you know. Oochie coochie coochie. This is lockdown TV, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, there is a lockdown TV. I noticed on YouTube there is now lockdown TV. It's all very political and whatever, but look at him. He's amazing. So what is he, 8 months now?
Yes. Just over. 8 months, 1 week, 2 weeks, something like that. 8.5 months.
He's chewing his finger. Does he like his finger?
Yeah, he keeps shoving his finger so far back in his throat. He's bringing stuff up, which is a bit annoying.
Yes,
but
surprised.
yeah, he's exploring the world with his mouth, as they do.
As they do, yeah. And any teeth?
No, none yet. Let me just have a quick check. Any new lumpies in your gums? Having a good nom on my thumb. Nope, nothing yet.
Bless his little socks. Right, so from lovely Joe, we're going to go and see Monsieur Le Croze. Although we don't get to see much of Crozer because he hides behind his camera in this one, but we do see him at the end, which is lovely. So thank you very much for that, Julia. I'm just going to... We've just lost you. I'll get you to go on mute. And we head into the video box. Guess what I've done? I've left the other one on. We come into the video box. Where is Mr. There he is, Mr. Crozer, all lined up. I don't need that on. This is all mad, isn't it? Right, this is Mr. Crozer for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We take you all the way up to Cumbria.
Hello, Vobenauts. And where am I today, you may well ask? And where have I been? Nowhere in particular, just working hard as one does. Now I'm just going out for a walk from the village where I live. Would you believe I'm going to Asda? But hey ho, but it's a very pleasant walk if I just pan round to my right. All the way around there. That's where I've come. That's a solar farm, believe it or not, down there. I come back and pause here. Now you might be able to see that hump in the far distance there, that low hill. That's a landmark. That's called Blaze Fell. That could be seen from more or less everywhere in the Carlisle area. It's not that high. It's just off the A6 on the way to Penrith. I keep meaning to go up there because there's a castle earthwork up there called Castle Hewen, and that has connections to King Arthur, who, as everybody knows, King Arthur had his court at Carlisle. Not at Cadbury Castle, not in Wales, not in Tintagel, Carlisle, which was known as Reged in his time. That's Reged. Good word, isn't it? So yeah, that's supposedly the site of a castle, Castle Hewen, that has connections to King Arthur, who slew a giant up there called Owen Caesarius. Now he's buried in a churchyard in Penrith known as the Giant's Grave. Now I have posted photographs in the past at Penrith about the Giant's Grave. I think they found a 32-inch long thigh bone, so whoever it was that was buried there was nearly 9 feet tall. And considering most people in the Dark Ages, you'd be considered tall if you were 5'2", then yes, he would have been a giant. that was in the 17th century, and the bone's since been lost. So whether it's true or not is anyone's guess. Just look at that lovely tree. You lot will be able to tell me what kind of tree that is. Look at that lovely blossom on it. It's glorious. It's a lovely sunny day up here. Now it looks as if I'm in the middle of nowhere. To my left is the remains of 14 MU, which was an MOD site, closed in the 90s. 14 munitions. But I've said about that in a previous video. Now I'm just heading towards this gate. I'm going to say goodbye now, because he who must be obeyed likes fairly short videos on the Vobes show. I'll download it and send it to him later. But anyway, I'm going to say goodbye now. Hope everyone's well. Up to LJ and Richard and Kevin, the lovely Andrew and Mark and everybody else are all okay. I'm going to say goodbye and tatty bye now.
There we go, the lovely Robert Croser. I may have got the timing slightly wrong there. I think he said it was about 3 minutes, but that was absolutely superb. Now, I'm just going to get myself back into the show mode. There we go. So let's make sure that the lovely Julia is still with us. There she is. Hello, lovely Julia.
Hello, lovely Richard.
Oh, that was fun, wasn't it? That was nice. Nice bit of
That was lovely.
Cumbrian countryside with the I guess that hill is part of the lakes. I don't know whether he said that or not, because when it goes out, I can't hear it, but I did watch it beforehand. So, but it was very nice to see him, because we'd been missing him. We'd been missing Mr. Croser.
Yeah, some fantastic trees there. Hold on.
And I don't know if anybody did know what the blossom was on the tree, that tree at the end. If anybody can identify it, it looked a bit like a cherry or an apple or something. But anyway, it's good to know that Robert is alive and well and kicking, as long as he's not kicking me.
Yep, he's alive and recording. It's great.
It's absolutely. How are we doing on the time? 18 minutes. I think we better go into Barry's very quickly, actually, before we take the next phone call, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And then we may have to say that tomorrow we'll get to because Mike's has been pushed back a couple of times, but I do want to make sure Faden gets a good seeing to. I mean, gets seen to.
Oh dear.
Digging holes here, because I mean, who knows what time he has
JCB, here's the keys.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm good at digging those holes. Lovely scenery. So there we go. Right. Okay. So we're going to go and have a look at Barry's. So I'm going to go back in the video box. Excuse me. I'll let you not delete yourself, Julie. I don't mean that.
Muting.
Muting. There we go. This is Barry and this is Barry and Faden. Remember, we had a challenge for Faden. He's got to stick his hands in his ears and stick his tongue out. Let's see if he does it.
Hello Richard, hello everybody. Today we are in Silchester Roman ruins, and the wall behind me is the wall that runs around the whole of the Roman town. Anyway, we'll get back to you with some more information in a minute.
This church is within the Roman walls, and it's called St Mary's Church.
It is. This is within the Roman walls of the old Roman town called Silchester. Yeah, the wall is just over there. It was called in Roman times Caliva Artrabatum. I'll just show you a little bit more of this church. Another typical yew tree that you find in all other churches.
And we won't be able to go in the church because of the virus and everything.
That's right. This is the side of St Mary's Church in Silchester. A little bit of interesting information for you. Some of the bricks from the Roman wall were put into this church when it was built in the 1200s and 1300s.
There's also a little hatch up there as well.
There is a little hatch up there, not sure what that's for. I'll just show you this lovely tree here. Not sure if anyone knows what this is, I'd be interested to know.
Just put it in the comments.
Yes, thank you. This is the back of the church. Apparently we can't go inside obviously, but inside there are 13th century wall paintings on the chancel. I'll just give you one final panning around before we go to the Roman wall.
Yep. We're in the centre of the Roman town, and it's about 100 acres.
It is, it's about 100 acres. We're in the middle of it. You won't be able to see the wall from this part, but all this land used to actually be the town. You see the wall over there. You'll be able to see it a little bit more in a minute. This path wasn't here in Roman times, and it was put in later as a farm track. This is an active farm. It used to have an Iron Age dwelling here by a tribe called Artibates tribe, which was before the Romans came here, and then the Romans obviously built on it. Get back to you in a mo. Okay, we are now actually on the wall. You can't really see much of the wall at the moment because it's all been overgrown. But you can see the stones in the ground there that have come off of the wall. Archaeological digs are done here nearly every summer by Reading University. It's quite a big event. They come with tents and stay for a whole week, have parties at night and things like that.
There's also some cows in there as well.
There are. Anyway, when we can get to see the wall, we'll show you then. Bye bye. Here we are. You can see some of the wall now. You can walk around the whole of the perimeter of the town via the wall. It's like a raised wall. Obviously it was for battle purposes and defensive purposes.
And also this tree, or that tree there, is very old.
It is a very old tree, and you can see how big it is. The Romans flourished here, I'd say, from about 43 AD until around I'd say 450 years later, which was then taken over and used right up until Anglo-Saxon period, which is rare because normally Roman settlements, once they were left forever and no one ever reused them. But this was one of the rare cases that they did. Go.
This is actually the north gate of one of many entrances. Some of the other entrances are blocked off.
Yes, this is the north gate.
As you can tell over here.
The main entrance into the Roman town. I'll just show you behind here. You see quite a lot of the wall there. Yeah, there are many entrances, but this was the main one, the most fortified one. Anyway, we'll get back to you for the final video. Bye bye. We're going to say goodbye for now because the video's going on a little bit, so I think this is going to be the end of part one of the two videos I'm going to do, because there's also an amphitheatre to explore as well. So we're going to say goodbye for now.
Goodbye everybody.
There's Faden with his double challenge complete. Goodbye.
And there he is, hopping away with his fingers in his ears. Fantastic. That was marvellous. I loved that. And what did you think, Julia?
Oh, I need to unmute myself. Yeah, that was lovely, wasn't it? It was brilliant. Ha, well done, Faden.
Silchester is such a fascinating place. I've never been there. I've always wanted to go. It's one of those places I've always wanted to go. And I thought there was more buildings within the modern buildings, but clearly there isn't. What an amazing place. I've got to go there. I'll take you to the lovely Silchester. I nearly suddenly couldn't say it. Ed Loud said an interesting comment. Did you see that comment of Ed Loud's?
Yeah. Time for Faden to set Richard a challenge now.
So, Barry, if you're watching, Faden, on a separate video, you'll have to get Faden to do a little,
challenge for Richard.
A challenge for me to do. Now, it's obviously got to be something I can do either in the studio, or I suppose I could make a video of it when I'm out somewhere else and do something. So, but we'll leave it up to Faden. Nothing too silly like putting a bucket of water over me or falling in a pond. Thank you. But something that is a bit of a challenge, and I'll see what I can
pop past the camera on one of your walk past shots.
Do what? I'd put what past the camera?
Pop past the camera on one of your walk past shots.
Oh yeah, that's
No, I shouldn't give him ideas.
No,
'cause
don't
then
give him ideas. I'm going to try and do something, and then I'll feed it into the Vobe show. That would be absolutely amazing. We can take one more phone call before the end of the show. I'm sorry to say, I know people have said, "Oh, we want to see other people's videos," but I think it's only fair that we give you a chance. One more phone call. Whilst we've got the lovely Julia here, let's bung up the number just in case you can't remember it, because I often forget. 07934746790. Have a big swig out the can. I'll have a swig out of water.
parched throat.
Of course, if we couldn't get the cam to work, we do always have the lovely Julia stand-in, of course, which is just here, who could have stood in there next to, and it's very similar. I'm holding them up both next to you, and you can see the likeness is pretty good. Pretty good. All right, lovely Julia. I'm going to put you back with the lovely Richard in the...
It's got brown eyes, though, I think, hasn't it? Or has it got blue eyes?
It's got... Oops. It's got no eyes. It's a hat.
It's on the floor now. What you doing to me?
Yeah, brown eyes, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I've actually got green hazel eyes, but
Oh.
I don't suppose Cheryl had green hazel beads on her. So no, it's amazing. Though. I love those little.
Absolutely.
mascots.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
Oh,
Really love that. Faden is...
Oh.
What?
I've just remembered something.
What's that?
I sent you a photo a couple of days ago
Yes.
of Joseph in a jumper made by the lovely Fiona Mary Hammond.
Oh, yes. That's true. Hang on. I'm going to see if I can find it. I've only got it on my phone, but I'm sure I can hold it up. Wait, I'm just going back.
I could have done that, mind you. It's the clarity is clearer on yours.
I'm just looking. There's a lot of texts here. Oh, here we go. Here it is. This is the lovely, and this is now. I'll zoom in on my camera so you can see it. Oops, that's a bit much. There he is.
Too much zoom.
How about that, little Joseph? In the thing, looks amazing. Well done. Bink.
Thank you very much for that. It's a lovely, lovely little jumper. And I love my cardigan too. I should have worn that tonight.
Oh, yeah, should have worn that. Although it's a bit warm, isn't it? Because it's quite warm out there. Thank you so much, Fiona. That's really kind.
It's actually quite chilly in my conservatory now.
Let's put Richard in the stocks. Oh, thanks. That's nice, isn't it? Won't be able to come and do the show. Maybe you've had enough of me. What is this, day 38? Is this day 38, 39? Who's been counting? Nigel Sadler's been counting. He'll be able to tell us. What's this? He doesn't show us the pins he uses. What you saying on the lovely Julia? That's charming. Thanks for the kind comments, everyone. Faden says thank you. Oh, bless him. So yeah, well there we go. That's great. No calls then. No calls. We've come to 9:30, and I do need my beauty sleep.
Yeah, it's funny because for the last 3 or 4 nights I'd tried calling in, but I was always pipped to the post by someone. Day before yesterday it was Richard Sugger. Before that it was Ed Loud. But yesterday I got through. Woo!
Woohoo! And now you've got through in another way. So just to round up then, if you fancy being on the show, you don't have to be through the whole show, but we can take Skype calls now. We just need advance warning, so don't just call it in. And I'll have to give you the Skype number. Or the email address, or how to get on there, which I won't put up publicly at the moment, but it will eventually go. But if you'd be interested in doing that and coming on the show for 5-10 minutes, whatever, then email me, richard@vobes.com, and we will make it happen. We might as well, because we're all locked in, and it adds a bit of fun to the thing. There she goes.
Kidding.
Yeah, so do email and let us know, because that would be quite fun. Tomorrow, have you any idea where I'm going to be on tomorrow's Bald Explorer, Julia?
Thinking.
Yeah.
I know we talked about this morning.
I put pictures up in the Bald Explorer.
Yes! Sisbury Ring, wasn't it?
Yes, I went up early this morning. I should have got up even earlier, but it's hard to get up that early when you do a show this late. And by the time I finished and got to bed, to get the sunrise. I wanted to get the sunrise coming up and filming the sunrise. But, you know, the sunrise is at about, I don't know, 5:05 or something these days. It's quite early. Anyway, so I only got up there at 7 o'clock in the morning, which was a bit late. But it was still beautiful. I wanted to get there before all the dog walkers got there, because the World and Their Brother come out. It's such a lovely place, and it's an iconic place, and it's only up the road. So it's perfectly safe to go to. And I did go there, and I got some fabulous bits of photography, which I hope you will enjoy. All on my little GoPro, which is amazing. But there we are. Oh, can you do WhatsApp, says Morton Lewis. I could do WhatsApp. I'd probably have to set up a different account. But how would you get WhatsApp on the computer? Because that's the...
we did... Chaz and I did look into that. My husband and I did look into that. It's doable. I can show you.
Oh, right. It is doable. So apparently we can do WhatsApp as well. I'll have to set up a show account so that I don't get WhatsApped by all and sundry by putting it, you know, on here, because you never quite know. Not that I'm saying that Morton can't WhatsApp me directly himself, but it's just that, you know, any public thing that goes on. It's like with my phone.
A personal one.
Yeah, that phone is not my personal number, the one we go, and it just goes off after the show and goes on before the show, and I know people have left messages. I haven't listened to any of them because there's no credit on it. So I can receive calls, but I can't make calls, and when you get your message, you've got to use up your credit. So please don't leave messages for me there. Email me is the best thing. There's so many different ways of contacting people. It's so easy to...
Croser, call us then. Come on, give us a call.
Mr. Croser, go on. Quickly, before we disappear. Yeah, we've got things to do, people to see, phone calls to make, letters to write, books to read, food to cook.
Michael Angel says, WhatsApp with that.
WhatsApp with that. How does anybody know where it got its name from? WhatsApp. It's a very odd name.
It's just a play on words, isn't it? It's like What's Up, but WhatsApp. It's an app where you can talk to people and say, hey, what's up?
Oh, I see. Oh, is that what it is?
That's what I assume.
Fair enough. I thought there was going to be something a bit more exciting.
Sorry.
No. I'm not blaming you, lovely Julia. Are we waiting for the Croser?
I think we might be waiting for the sun to rise, to be honest.
Oh, well, never mind. Can't I just go to the phone box with 2 Ps? Yes, you can do that too. If a phone box still received 2 Ps. WhatsApp, what's up, says We're in Sussex. Exactly what you said, Julia. Oh, there we go.
The wavelength.
And I never understand why people say to each other, what's up? And, you know, it's the sky, mate. Waiting for Rob again, says Glenn. Well, I think we might end the show before he rings.
I reckon Maris Croser said no.
No, you can't ring. You can't ring. Nothing. Dead. Dead as a dodo. Maybe he can ring tomorrow. I think we're now on one of those situations, just as Rich said about songs. It's sort of fading. It's dwindling now, isn't it? It's sort of dwindling out. The show is going... We need to come to a proper, absolute end. Otherwise, people be sitting there going, well, that was a load of old tosh. Leave them wanting more.
Yes.
And if you want more of this nonsense, I don't know.
Did you have one more video to play, or is
no?
That, no?
We're going to be late, and he's not calling in, so that's that. Thank you, lovely Julia, for being on the show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
We will do this again.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we know how, as Gabriel said, baby steps, just as little Jojo is doing. Baby, I'm getting hungry.
I didn't eat that in the end.
I might have to put some hot chocolate on now, and maybe have a little tiny snack before Betty buys. Anyway, thank you so much. Number FFS. I did put the name. It's been up there. Look. It's too late now, mister. It's too late. It's been up there for ages. You should have written it down. What can I say? It's going to give us a bellyful. 07934746790. Look, people are going. This is embarrassing. Let's end the show before he rings.
Try again tomorrow, Croser.
Try again tomorrow. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody, from the lovely Julia and myself. Look after yourselves.
Thanks for putting up with me.
Till next time. Bye-bye for now.
Now, folks.
Bye.
Are we doing the blow thing?
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3. It's not working. Why is that not working?
Not working. Where's the magic?
It's going.
3,
Wait.
2, 1.
It's gone. I'm getting music from somewhere else. The whole thing is... I'm getting music from somewhere else. I don't know what happened there, but thank you for calling. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
No, everybody stay safe.
Oh, well, I don't know about you, but I think that went all right.
I muted it, sorry. Yes, I think that went okay, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. We managed to get away with it. God's sake, that was a bit bizarre.
That was a bit bizarre, but it always is when I'm involved. Hi.
Oh, well. Anyway, I'm gonna toddle up to bed now. Night-night.